Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's Heather with Funky Thumb Crochet, and today we're going to make a freeze pop sleeve. I've downloaded these cute little inserts. I've got a craft show coming up, and I thought these would sell really well if it had something that would kind of explain what they were. I figured people could use them for Easter baskets, maybe, or something cute for spring and summer coming up. So I just whipped up a pattern and figured I'd share it with you guys. I will post a link to the website for these. It's super cute. Down at the bottom it says, "Help keep little hands from getting cold while enjoying a freeze pop." And they come with all different designs. Got a few more over here. That super cute. I think they'll sell really well. Got a bunch more to make. All right, let's just jump right into it. Like always, you need your scissors, needle, and this pattern we will use the 7 or the 4.5 millimeter. Like always, use clovers. And I wrote the pattern with the I Love This Cotton yarn. It's really sparkly. What does that say? Super soft. Okay, that said 100%, but that would be on the back where it says 100%. Oh, this is not. Most of the time it is. Maybe it's because this has the little confetti pieces in it. I thought it was really cute. So hopefully it'll show up pretty well in the lighting. We'll zoom in a little bit. Bring the light a little closer. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, and then we have to switch off it. I don't know. All right, so we are going to start off with a magic ring. And chain 1. And inside of your magic ring, we're going to do 6 single crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and well, magic happens. Tighten that up. And I've not been working this in as I've been going around, only because for some reason my hole has been opening back up. So if I've worked this in, I can't close my hole back up. So you guys, if you want to work it in, that's fine. So after each round, we will be slip stitching into the first single crochet made, and then a chain 1. All right. So if you have to, go ahead and count your 6 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that'll be the one that you're going to slip stitch into to join your rounds, like so. And then chain 1. And in this pattern, you are always going to want to work your first stitch in the exact same stitch as your chain 1, so right underneath there, kind of where these two come up to meet. So now for round 2, we are going to put 2 single crochets in each stitch around, or as some patterns will read, single crochet increase in each stitch around. So we're going to put 2 in this stitch, and at the end you should have 12. At the end of this round, you have 12 single crochets. So there's 2. This makes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My hook is squeaking. 11 and 12. All right, so there's our slip stitch. We don't do anything into that one. And then there's our chain 1. We don't do anything into that one. So there's 1, 2, and you're always going to want to go into that kind of third stitch. Sometimes I always count it as the third. And we're going to slip stitch into that, which is actually our first single crochet. All right, and that's the finish of round 2. And if that hole starts to open, just give that a little tug, and it'll close that right back up. Okay, chain 1. Okay, so for round 3, we are simply going to single crochet in each stitch around, and starting with the single crochet in the exact same stitch as our chain 1. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, slip stitch in the chain, and then there's our first single crochet. We're going to slip stitch into and chain 1. So there's round 1, 2, and 3. Round 4, exact same thing. We're going to single crochet in each stitch around, and you'll have 12 at the end. So single crochet into the exact same one as your chain. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's slip stitch into the first chain made and chain 1. Now this next round, round 5, will be the only round that we're going to increase in, and we're only going to put 1 increase in it. So we're going to single crochet in our first stitch here, and we're going to make 5 single crochets. So there was 1, there's 2, 3, 4, and 5, and now we're going to put an increase in. Okay, and then in the next 6 stitches, just a single crochet. So at the end of this round, you'll have 13. So after that increase, that's 7 stitches. There's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Slip stitch into our first single crochet that we made, chain 1. All right, so that was round 5. You can see I always count the row right after where I can tell those 7 did. I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 5 rounds. So from round 6 to round 22, you're just simply going to single crochet in each round. So I'm going to pause my video here, and I'm going to go ahead and work my 22 rounds, and you do the same, and I will meet you right back here, and then we will finish up the last round and finish it off. Okay, so now we are back for round 23, and this is a stitch that I have been using a lot to finish off most of my patterns that I've been writing lately. It's the reverse single crochet, and it just creates this little awesome little rope type stitch. I don't know how else to describe it, but I don't know, it's simple, and it's, I don't know, I like it. It's better than a slip stitch, I think, and it's just, I don't know, it's cool. So that's what we're using. If there's something else you want to use, you can go right ahead. But if you've not tried it, I highly recommend you do. It's a little weird at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's just kind of like a regular single crochet, just backwards. So there may be another name for it. I've just always called it the reverse single crochet. So you're gonna chain one, and instead of going to the left with our single crochet, we're actually going to go to the right. So we are still going to work in the same stitch as our chain, just on this side. So this little first stitch right here is what we're going to be working into, which I guess is our, I'm trying to take a different look at this thing. Okay, I lied. Our first single crochet right there. Sorry, I'm trying to look at it through my lens here, and it was just a little different view. Okay, so this stitch right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring your hook down and around and up through your single crochet. And I use my fingernail a lot to kind of guide. And we're going to grab our yarn, and we're going to pull up a loop. Okay, and I always hold my hook towards the back. Okay, and we're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through those two loops. It's going to look kind of weird, but it'll start making sense once you make a few. Okay, and if you've made any of my other patterns, I'm just repeating myself. You're like, I've heard this, I got this. So you just go ahead and work ahead and let everybody else learn. Okay, all right, so now we're going to go into the next stitch, which is right there. So hold on to your yarn, find your next stitch, got 3 on, gonna yarn over sort of the best you can and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through. Okay, hold on to your yarn, find your next stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Hold on to your yarn, find your next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. The next one. Once you get the hang of it, you can really get going. It's just remembering to kind of pull back on your hook As you can see, it's creating that rope effect. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Go through your next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Through your loop, yarn over, pull up 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Got a few more, and then I'll show you how to finish this off. I finish it off to make it look like you have a slip stitch there at the very end. Yarn over, pull up 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and then sometimes you might it gets a little confusing trying to figure out, you know, where to finish off at. Whenever you see your slip stitch row, just know right there at your slip stitch, you're going to go ahead right before your little slip stitch, go ahead and work into that stitch. Do one last reverse. Okay, and then in your next one, you're going to cross over your little loop here, and you're going to go into that stitch, kind of like you're finishing off, like you're going to do another reverse, except this time you're going to go through your loop on your hook and pull up your yarn. And what that loop on your hook did was create something that looks like one of your little slip stitches. Okay, so now how I finish it off, we're going to trim our yarn. My needle ran off. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is kind of make it a little small. I'm going to bring my needle through that loop. I'm just going to kind of tighten that. And what's going to happen is, as I am finishing this off by weaving in my ends, and just pick some pieces of yarn to work into. When I start to tighten this and bring it in, what that's going to do is give it a neat little finish. It just looks like the rest of it. So once you weave that in good enough to where you know it's not going to come out, because if these get sticky and yucky, you know, because kids have a tendency to make a mess with just about everything. They are machine washable, so don't want those working their way out. All right, then you're going to want to go print these off, and then just slide them on in there. And how adorable. And honestly, I'll probably use a couple of these myself. So I like popsicles. So, all right. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will have a PDF pattern on my Etsy in the next day or so. I'll post a link to it. So be on the lookout for it. Also, go and print these out for yourself. If you liked the video and want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and everybody have a good day. All right, thanks.